Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and it is time for another retro review. Today's special is Backlash 1999. Another good pay-per-view. I never got to see this one, but now I have, and I'm happy I did. Now, I promise I will review some shitty pay-per-views for added entertainment. You know, sometimes it gets boring with nothing but positivity, only talking about good matches, when we should be talking about the shitty ones, because, we gotta know which ones to avoid. That's more important than knowing which matches are good. You gotta know which ones to avoid so you can save yourself from ending up in a mental institution, killing a village full of people or something bad like that, and when you go before the judge, why did you kill all these people? Oh, I watched a bad match, and you're probably going to blame me for not warning you beforehand. And, I don't want to be arrested for wrestling crimes, so, I'm here to provide some good matches for you here. So anyway, we start off the night with Ministry of Darkness. It's Bradshaw, Farouk, and Midian versus The Brood. Edge, Christian, and Gangrel. You know who those guys are. Pretty good match here. Nothing stand out per se, but a decent effort. Back and forth. I forgot how much Midian sucks. The whole crowd is chanting Midian sucks. Very boring fucking wrestler. A good character. I like the eyeball in the jar type of thing there. But, by far he was the worst member of the Ministry, him or Viscera. All due respect to the now deceased, Viscera, but, didn't really care too much for these guys in the ring. I give this match 2 3/4 stars. Not a really good match, but a decent way to open up the show. In the next match, it was Al Snow defeating Hardcore Holly. A lot of times when you think about this was for the Hardcore title, by the way. A lot of times when you think about the feud between these two guys, a lot of times, WWE used to bring up the match that they had at St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which was, the pay-per-view right before WrestleMania 15. Where they wrestled in the Mississippi River. Very memorable spot there, but this match was better. They went more places. There were, jumping into dumpsters. It was a lot of fun, and, in the end there with a superplex through a table, both guys go through it. They were folded up like accordions. This matchup was very fucking brutal. Very fucking brutal indeed. I give this match a 3 1/4 stars. It was a lot of fun and, pretty fucking brutal ass shit. The next match was The Godfather defeating Goldust, with the Blue Meanie in his corner. Not a very good match, kind of boring, but it got better at the end. Goldust tries to use powder on The Godfather to try to blind him. The Godfather does this to his hand and the powder goes in his face. Kind of funny. And then he starts beating up the Blue Meanie. He kicks him in the nads with the Shattered Dreams. I'll give it 2 stars for comedic value, but other than that, the match was pretty fucking shitty. I think that both guys could have did a lot better. They're, too entertaining for this. I look at these 2 guys, and these are 2 of the most entertaining guys during the Attitude Era, due to their antics, off the wall and shit. Good stuff. The Godfather, on the mic before the match was pretty entertaining. So I gotta say, not terrible, but not very good. Just there for comedic purposes. The New Age Outlaws defeated Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett to become the number 1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships. This was a really, really good tag match. It was pretty fucking enjoyable, and I thought at this time that Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett were probably one of the best tag teams during this period. They could have been something even better. if sadly Owen Hart didn't die at the next pay-per-view. This was a very good team. Jarrett and Owen Hart had a lot of tag team chemistry. You could argue that they were two guys that were just thrown together, and that argument would have some merit to it. It was quite obvious they did not know what the fuck to do with Owen Hart at this point. They had more plans for Jeff Jarrett, but the team gelled pretty well. 3.5 stars. It's just a good, straightforward wrestling tag team match, and it worked out very well. Then it was Mankind defeating the Big Show in the Boiler Room Brawl. Very, very fucking brutal. One thing about this match that's kind of interesting, I remember reading in Mick Foley's book, I forgot if it was the first or the second one, if it was Have a Nice Day or Foley is Good. I read both of them. In one of those books, he mentioned that this was the only match in his entire career that he used fake blood, and the blood actually looked real. Too bad we can't get the fake blood nowadays. If they don't want to use real blood, at least use this. It looked kind of real here. This was a very realistic looking brawl. Mankind was thrown into almost every conceivable object. It was kind of short, but then again, you really can't argue with the amount of bumps that Mick Foley took in this match. I feel that I have to give this match 3.5 stars again. I mean, it's kind of hard not to. I think that it was very good, and the amount of bumps that were taken, given this anything lower than that would just be a fucking cop-out. Because when you got a guy that's just bumping all over the place, you have to applaud his efforts. And these weren't just bumps, these were brutal. And the fact that Mick Foley didn't, blade for real, or that wasn't even his real blood in this match, is very impressive. Very thick-skinned, but that using fake blood might not be such a bad idea in this PG era. Triple H defeating X-Pac. This was another pretty good match. A little bit slow in some parts, but for the most part, it was handled pretty well. I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was a very, very well put together match. They used X-Pac in the right way, where his comebacks meant something. It was a very emotional match. The finish kind of came out of nowhere in a way, where X-Pac, was distracted doing the Bronco Buster. It kind of looked like almost he would counter that, but anyway, I won't insult the match too much. 3 3/4 stars. I felt it was a hair below deserving of 4 stars, because it was a little bit slow in some parts with some rest holds. But for the most part, there was some good holds in this match. A Dragon Sleeper, and things like that from Triple H. I really did enjoy it. The Undertaker defeating Ken Shamrock in another good singles match. This was like X-Pac and Triple H, a long, almost like a 20-minute match here. Once again, the slower pace, but an entertaining slower pace. A lot of unique submission moves. Undertaker with a bow and arrow. It was a very good technical match. And once again, I really enjoyed this match. This is just how it was during a lot of times during the Attitude Era. You just got shows that just clicked and just had awesome matches the whole way through. So this was a pretty good one. I give it 3.5 stars. It's, to people who usually watch my reviews, I'm not overrating these matches. These matches entertain me. This is what I look for in wrestling. I want to see good matches with good moves, with good wrestlers, with personalities. And these guys had personalities. Shamrock's Rage, Taker, very demonic looking, and just good wrestling altogether. Made for a good match. In the main event, it was Stone Cold defeating The Rock in a no-holds-barred match with Shane McMahon as the special guest referee. This was a good match that went everywhere, and there was some pretty fucking unique shit thrown in here with The Rock with the camera and everything. Just an awesome brawl. They were brawling all around. This match doesn't even come close to the WrestleMania 17, but it's a good fucking match. They brawled everywhere. The Rock throws Stone Cold into a fence. The whole entrance ramp collapses. 4 stars, motherfuckers. It was great. It was entertaining up the ass. This pay-per-view was fucking awesome. It's a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10, motherfuckers. This is a pay-per-view that you should be watching immediately. Or if you don't have the network, if you've never seen it, it's a fucking awesome pay-per-view. There were no bad matches. The only one that I kind of saw where the card kind of went south was Godfather and Goldust, but at least it was funny. And even that I rated 2 stars. Everything else was pretty fucking awesome. Just great brawling, hardcore up the ass during this show. Boiler room brawls, fighting in dumpsters. This was just exactly what the doctor ordered for a great pay-per-view. WrestleMania 15 was a pay-per-view that wasn't very good at all. It, in fact, was kind of shitty. And this pay-per-view made up for it. It's just too late. I'm seeing it like, how many years later is it? 15 years later. 15 years too late. But it's great to finally be able to watch another quality pay-per-view from the Attitude Era. Alright, watch this pay-per-view, motherfuckers.